Hi. Well, Amazing Grace has another story to tell you. By the way, I'm going to just call this section where I tell you stories of my life, I'm going to call Storytime. This particular one is called Beautiful People. Okay? One day, I was stretched out in a tub, just soaking, back in 2002. And I had my boom box, little bitty one, in this bathroom and playing a Melanie Safka CD, which contained, among other songs, Beautiful People. Well, Beautiful People always reminded me of Fred, my adopted, or as I call her, stepmother's brother, because she was very abusive, like a stepmother tends to have a bad reputation of being anyway. And I always thought of him and his family, wife and kids, as the beautiful people, because they were beautiful. Well, sort of. They had beautiful clothes and lived in beautiful houses, except they had to move around a lot. Yeah, for one reason or another. By the way, Fred, aka Uncle Remus, as I like to refer to him, was in the Army during World War II and Korea, so therefore could have very well been involved in MK Ultra. He had the personality. Once out, he supposedly went to work as a traveling salesman. Personally, I think he was a spook. For real. So keep that all in mind. Anyway, the song Beautiful People starts to play, and all of a sudden, with no warning whatsoever, I pop up onto my feet like I've been shot out of a cannon, or shot by a spring, like a spring behind me. And it popped me up to where I'm standing on my feet, and I'm tears shooting from my eyes, and gasping for air, and oh my God, what is this? So I let the water out of the tub, turned the shower on myself to decompress. Now, how did I know to do that? Well, they do that during MK Ultra programming. I've read probably thousands of hours on MK Ultra. I don't think there's anything new you could tell me about it. Maybe, but yeah, I know enough, put it that way. And while at the same time I'm seeing this, I don't know if it's a vision or something I went through, experienced, knew about, was shown the video of. I don't know, but I'm seeing Susie, this little girl, and her mother, whose name was Yvonne, and the husband, who was Senator George Rutherford, and they were all in New Mexico. I'm thinking probably the Roswell area. And yeah, he was a senator, and Susie, the daughter, and so forth. You get the picture. And then I'm seeing Susie as a teenager in high school. And Fred comes to her, sits her down, and proceeds to tell her he has something to divulge to her that she needs to know. And so he's got her rapt attention, which a good salesman would do that, wouldn't he? So he tells her, discloses the fact that he's not her biological father. That her biological father's last name was York, and he was an Air Force pilot. No doubt stationed at Walker, because that was the Air Force base back in those days, just outside of Roswell, New Mexico. Because, see, I'm feeling like this was a totally different time. although it's weird and doesn't make sense. Maybe it's because he did the whole Montauk thing on me, which, if you know anything about, they did time travel. They opened a wormhole between the 40s and the 80s, and they probably now. Anyway, so he tells her that, he adopted her when she was a baby. He married Yvonne when Susie was just a few months old. Now, that's kind of quick, don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, and so she's not really his biological daughter. Well, the reason he told her that wasn't as altruistic as you might think, because the reason he told her was he also wanted to express his love for her. The kind of love that's now the creeps are trying to get accepted. The boy, man love, the girl, the incest, all right. And if he wants to express his love for her the only way he knows how. So he coerces her, and he raped her. I mean, he may have seduced her, but he raped her. She was a 16-year-old virgin, for crying out loud. Bastard. 6 weeks later, Susie's pregnant. So she goes to Daddy Dearest, who isn't Daddy, Senator George Rutherford, who, by the way, I don't think I mentioned it, but George Rutherford was a drop-dead double for Fred, a.k.a. Uncle Remus, as I call him. Yeah, it was Fred. In every way sense of the term, word definition, yeah. Anyway, she goes to him and tells him that she's pregnant. And it was painfully obvious it was his baby. You think she was going to be with somebody else right after she... Oh, my God, no. And never before, so... Well, he laughed at her and denied it. And so she told him, she said, look, you either help me or I'll tell everyone. Well, that got her killed. Yeah. George killed her, put her on his yacht. This was, by the way, in Lake Mead. This is in the Lake Mead area. I like to go there a lot. It's where the big shots hung out. And he put her on his yacht, took her out in the middle of Lake Mead, and dumped her body. I don't know if she was ever found or not. I don't know for a fact that there was a body there, but I'd be willing to bet you dollars and donuts. Okay. Yeah, that's what I saw. That's what I saw. Well, then, a few years later, 2006, I met a woman whose father was in the Army, and they lived in Roswell back in the day. And she had a little friend named Susie. Oh, my God. So I said, well, was her last name Rutherford? Oh, yeah. I said, was her daddy senator? And she said, yeah, George Rutherford. He was a senator in New Mexico, and her mom's name was Yvonne. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I told her about this. And what happened to me, and she got this weird look on her face. And she said, that's kind of weird. And I said, why? She said, well, we moved away from Roswell. Dad got stationed somewhere else. And she said, here, I don't know how long ago it's been, but sometime after I grew up, an old reel-to-reel movie thing, like you made home movies out of it back in the day, showed up in my home with a projector. And I think a screen with it too, or maybe not. Maybe she just used the wall, but she said she watched what was on it. And it was Susie as a teenager looking all strange, like she was hypnotized or devastated about something, just in shock or whatever. And that's all that was on it. Shortly after that, she said the whole thing disappeared. Oh my God. So maybe they gated that in. They can do these things. Believe me. Believe me when I say they can do these things. Twilight Zone things. But remember, God said he would give Satan and his minions power to wrought miracles. So was it all that terribly unbelievable that they could do this? And of course people won't believe them. They think whenever I tell something like this, ooh. Well, this is what I saw. And this is what I heard from my girlfriend. And it validated what I saw. So now you decide what you think and let me know in the comments below. All right? Like my video, not like my video, subscribe, and let's talk, all right? All right. God bless. Talk to you later. Bye.